Welcome back to another episode of Hey China, the Chinese idiom that we'll be discussing today. And when I say discussing, I really mean just me speaking at you. There's not a whole lot of discussion going on. The Chinese idiom for today is 叶公好龙. But the translation that I came up with is Mr. Ye loves dragons. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Because his name is Ye Gong, so I decided to respectfully call him Mr. Ye. And basically what this all means is that there's this man whose name is Ye Gong, and he loves dragons. Ye Gong, or as I'm going to call him, Mr. Ye, he lived during the spring and autumn period, which was around 771 BC to 476 BC. I didn't even need to see my notes for that. Anyways, he lived during the spring and autumn period, and he was an official from the country of Chu, which is one of my favorite countries during the spring and autumn period. Mr. Ye was really famous throughout his town for loving dragons. And I mean like loving dragons like a crazy person. He loved dragons so much that in his, I want to say like a little luxury mansion, because he wasn't official back then, so I'm assuming he got paid a lot of money and lived in a really nice house. But on his ceilings, there would be dragons, okay? And on those beams that would support his roof would have like paintings of dragons wrapped around, I guess, or like carvings of dragons. And in the four walls of his house, he would just have paintings and just random like objects that were dedicated to dragons, okay? So like everything had dragons on it, okay? You walked in and you feel like it was some kind of dragon museum. He was a very notable dragon enthusiast, and somehow this news spread to the heavens to the dragon deity, because we Chinese people believe that as long as it's a deity, then they lived up in the heavens. That is the best place for dragons to live. This dragon god decided to fly down to earth for an unannounced visit, just to kind of meet Mr. Ye in person and see if, I guess, they can turn it into a friendship or something. I don't know. Why would a dragon want to do anything? But here's the thing about dragons. When they descend from the heaven down to earth, they like to make a grand entrance. So when this dragon flew down, I mean, there was thunder, there was lightning, and there was wind everywhere. The wind was so strong that it actually blew open the windows to Mr. Ye's house. So when Mr. Ye came to close the windows, he saw a giant dragon face staring at him. But here's what actually happened, okay? Mr. Ye just fainted right on the spot. This guy who claimed that he loved dragons almost died when he saw it. Like, he almost died out of terror. So after his meaningless encounter with this dragon, that story spread throughout his town, and everybody ended up making fun of him, you know, like, oh, Mr. Ye, he thinks he loves dragons, he thinks he knows all about dragons, but when he actually came face to face with the dragon, he was terrified to death. I want to say that Mr. Ye regretted what happened, and if he had a second chance with the dragon, he might have handled it a lot better. If you guys are wondering how to put this idiom into practice, or how it relates to our daily life, this can be used to describe people, things, places, anything really. When I was discussing this idiom with my producer, the first thing that he thought about was how people on social media, and I mean celebrities, your best friend, you know that really annoying person on Facebook who's always talking about, oh, we should advocate for this. Oh my gosh, like we should go out and riot. That person is always talking about how he or she is gonna do this and that. But if you really dig a little deeper and you ask him, well, dude, what have you been doing for this cause? He's probably gonna say, oh, nothing. You know, he's just sitting behind his computer, shielded by this protective barrier called social media, and he's just crying out to get noticed, but he's not really doing anything actively, okay? He's not actively helping out this cause. You can't really say that you know a lot about this cause that you're being so vocal about unless you've actually been in there, suffered, and really experienced it. Unfortunately, right now with social media, this is quite prevalent, and a lot of us are probably just like Mr. Ye, more or less. And a lot of us have our own dragons to resolve. We all must figure out what our dragons are. What are those passions that we are so vocal about? And instead of seeking validation on social media, what we should really be doing is actively pursuing it, trying to experience it. And if we suffer a little bit, that's fine. But we can't really say that we know everything about it unless we lived it. I hope you guys will take this idiom seriously, but at the same time, it's a really light story. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be entertaining. If you happen to feel motivated by it, then great. Maybe pass this idiom along to that really annoying friend on social media who's always posting about this cause or saying how he's an advocate for this cause, but he really doesn't know anything about it. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this idiom. I hope you guys enjoy every idiom. And if I don't come out with another idiom in the next week or so, or ever, feel free to go back and watch the older idioms. All right, bye guys.